Hi, how's everyone doing? It's been a long time since I released any videos, so I'm doing a new format of now talking about a little bit more about some gaming news, some movie or series news, and I'm trying to do this in a new format. I'll try to keep up the reviews also, but my life just kept so busy, and I had a lot of personal problems to go through. So let's just jump right into it. The most read news. That we have from games from this last season. Okay, let's just talk about first about Forspoken. Okay, as we saw, Forspoken is already receiving a lot of backlash for its game. First, it has a we have very weak reception among reviews. In Metacritic, for example, it had a 68 review. I had the opportunity to play on the. It wasn't a closed beta. It was more of a beta they released on PS5, and I gotta be honest, like the gameplay didn't catch me at first. I don't know if they modified something. I guess not. We already had news that the game itself, I think the storyline it's over like 15 hours, which is really low, and it's a very it's a shame to know that because it is a game that it has it is exclusive for PS5, so we're expecting great things because most of the exclusives now are great, and this one it seems like it isn't. Like for example, here between the pros and cons mentioned for many vehicles and creators, the published reviews are the lack of the technical part with a clearly downgrade between the first publishments and the results. So it is worse than it was. Like the combat, for example, it can have an positive extraction from the experience. Some amongst the publishers, pointing a variety of options and nice effects of particles projecting through the screens. Because if you've ever seen the gameplays, is how it goes. But I think it didn't catch anyone's eyes. For me, it isn't a game that I like so much. First is Square Enix that is doing, and I don't like seeing the hit points all the time. Like for example, they did with Assassin's Creed, for example, that for me ruined part of the gameplay, and for me it was better before. And these games that are happening, this kind of mechanics, the roaming is nice, but I think the world is so empty, in Forspoken as I saw it. And the mechanics of using the spells for me it's kind of difficult. You need to know the menus. If you play the demo, I think you should try it out because it's free, and it's gonna help everyone out. Anyway, another positive review at least with Spiderman 2. It's gonna be huge, which is a claim for the one who does Peter Parker voice, Yuri Lowenthal. Says that Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is gonna be a huge game, and Insomniac is optimistic with the previous delivery. With comic book movie, Lowenthal didn't give any details about the new sequence, but let high expectations for the game. I have a lot of things to do. It's a huge game, but for that I'm doing some work. I know they're confident with the release date, and Insomniac always was good at it. Obviously, I cannot talk a lot about the game, but I'll tell you that it's thrilling. I'm very excited to play. They know they have a huge responsibility after the last two games, and they accomplished that. And I'm anxious for people to play, and I am anxious for for the play. It was an exclusive launch. It's gonna be an exclusive launch in PS5. We have now Miles Morales gonna play against Venom's gonna be an awesome game. I bet it's gonna be like a huge thing, and I cannot wait to play this game. Like it's gonna be, it's gonna be awesome. It'll be at the end of 2023, and I will play these things like between September or December. It's gonna be releasing. Another good news also, if you're watching The Last of Us. On HBO, and if you're not, you're crazy because even if you did not play the game, you're gonna understand it a lot now because The Last of Us Part 1 it launches its sales. With the release of The Last of Us, it caught interest for a new public of the game with the HBO based on, and this scenario already reflected in the number of sales of The Last of Us Part 1, which is a reconstruction of the first game for PS5. So it is the Last of Us Part 1, which is the game that was like a remaster to the new generation, and his sales jumped to 238% on the last week. It's just crazy. It reaches 20%, 20 place on the most sales in like a week, And it's only that the PS4 version, The Last of Us Remastered, which is the one that I played, also came back to the negotiation tables, reaching 300% of the sales pick. And in coming back to the top 50, it is a game that has 10 years from its release, so it is insane and so nice that we've seen its success because they deserve it. It is a masterful game, and it is a in this show now, and HBO just shows how well it can be done, like how can I say, like an adaptation from a game to a series to a movie. If you do it well done, the fans are gonna love it, and it is what is happening. They got a great casting, got a great director, a great group to craft this series, and I am just enjoying this show. It's been amazing. And then we have now Hogwarts Legacy. It's already arriving, and they are already receiving some good reviews with the game. Some people are trying to discredit the game, not trying to give money to J.K. Rowling, and we can do whatever you want, but I don't know these claims that she made, so I'm not buying the first glance because I'm not the huge fan of Harry Potter. I'm not that big of a Harry Potter fan, but I like the universe, and they did some testing. Some people were selected to do the testing of the game, and they're just thinking that it's great because of the character creation, the guiding exploring for some places of Hogwarts with the Griffin and with the Broom, also with the combat tutorial, which was a big deal for me because you don't see a lot of combat during Harry Potter, and making dynamic for people to like it. It is kind of the hard part, so I think they said that they managed to do a good job with spells and attacks craftsmanship. So all of that, we already saw some build up of the locations. Also, with if you've seen like Fantastic Beasts, where you have some animals that you need to protect. All of that, you can do that in this game. Also, huge missions. The story wasn't so, how can I say, it wasn't so revealed until now. We have the selector head. We're also, it is like 100 years, 200 years before Harry Potter, so it's another story. So yeah, this is great for me to at least understand that this is gonna be a hell of a success, just because it is Harry Potter, so it would sell a lot. But knowing that it is actually a good game about Harry Potter, and that it can come to any future now, any more, more Harry Potter games now, because it's gonna be a huge success, because it sounds like it's gonna hit, like it's gonna be a great game, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's gonna sell, and if you think that it's a good thing to not buy, don't want to give money to anyone else, it's your choice. I mean, you can do whatever you want with your money, but you need to understand that a lot of people won't think about that because they're entitled to their own opinion. Okay. So I think it's for it now. I'm a little bit rusty with the with the recordings here, but thanks so much for watching, and leave a like, subscribe, please. It's gonna help you all out of the channel, and I see you guys on the next video. So goodbye and peace.